Welcome to What the Fuck Whenever, which has been lately showing itself on Sundays. So here we are. This is our weekly, then what day of the week it's going to happen is always a big question mark, but it's our weekly advice live stream. People write in advance. Their letters are reviewed and a selection is made by my lovely cousin Candace, who helps me out with this portion of the show. And she puts them into this document. And then she emails it to me. And then I read the questions on the air and respond to them. That's the format that we follow. I don't get to see the questions in advance, so I don't know. I mean, you hear what I hear. You know as much about it as I do, because this is it. This is all I know. And there's no private conversation with these people, no email exchanges, no nothing, okay? So don't ask me any questions because I don't know. So what we might have to do, because I am telling you, I am so exhausted. My neighbors, there's a couple moved in and they was going at it. And I don't mean like in a sensual way. I mean, like ratting and raving is going crazy and cussing each other out in Spanish until 3 a.m. So I just really didn't get any sleep. And so I'm tired. So what I'm thinking I might do is do half of them and then do the other half on Wednesday and add some, have Candace add something to it. And then we can hopefully get back on track and do them on Wednesdays. That would be nice, don't you think? I do. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to have to do because your girl over here, I don't know, my brain might not be working too up to par because I'm so tired. All right, so this is what we got for Sunday, July 14th. Can you believe it's already middle of July? It seems like the year just started. So here we go with question number 1. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Caucasian from Bethesda, Maryland. Summary of issue. What are some things to consider when I'm dating someone with kids? I'm 27 and have started dating a really sweet 30-year-old guy. I like him a lot, but he has a 3-year-old son. We met organically, not on an app, and he told me that he had a child within a week of talking. I have said in the past that I didn't want to date anyone with kids, and I have a few reasons for that, which I feel are valid, but could be addressed or managed with the right person. And in parentheses, she's put kids are expensive and he might not want to have any with me, baby mama drama potential. And it'd be nice for it to be a first for both of us so we could share the experience. I have not met his little boy as it's pretty early in our relationship. He unfortunately does not have a mom who is active in his life, and his dad seems like a great dad. He's always taking him to the park, playing with him, etc. I do actually like children a lot. He looks freaking adorable from the pictures, and I don't mind if there are times where he cancels for a sick kid, etc. I'm afraid I might not be thinking clearly, though, because I do like the guy a lot, and his kid is so heart-meltingly cute. I do also know kids aren't always cute. What other things should I think about before I let this go further to the point I may actually meet a child? Well, 3-year-olds, okay, just be ready. The fact that he doesn't have, you don't say anything about his relationship with like a grandmother, an aunt, somebody like his baby. I mean, some other female in his life. You didn't address that. That would be an important factor to consider in what I'm getting ready to say right now. This little boy growing up without a mother is going to want that kind of physical contact, that kind of pampering, petting up, soft words, stories being read to him, the kind of things that mothers do that fathers might think about maybe doing, but usually don't. And, like making cookies with him and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that mothers usually do. Fathers, they take you to the park and they throw a football at you and stuff like that. They do different things. But so be ready for the fact that the kid might somewhat glob onto you. If the kid likes you, is gonna glob onto you and want to spend time with you. And when you come over, it's gonna want to sit in your lap and hold your hand and for you to, spend time with him and all this kind of stuff. Are you prepared for that? You also have to consider the fact that, just like you said, you have these dreams of being with someone where you have your first child together. How important is to you is that? Or is that something that you're willing to give up? Because it doesn't sound like he's really had the whole, wife baby experience. He has like a kid, but the mother ain't nowhere on the scene. So in certain ways, it would be a first for him as well. You see where I'm going with this? So he didn't have the package like you want to present him. You if the mother's not really around, then how do you figure that you're going to have baby mama drama? That might be something to talk to him about. And it's like, how you got this structured legally. Can she interfere? Are you, you got all your I's dotted and your T's crossed with custody and all of that stuff. You would want to know that. So those are the kind of things that I think I would talk to him about and be clear on what kind of role he might want you to play if you guys, move forward with dating. Would he want you to move in and help him raise that kid? Is he going to be talking about marriage and having more children? These are all things that you need to think about because this is your life we're talking about. And yeah, it's great that he's 20. What did you say he is? He's 30 and he has a 3-year-old. So he had that baby when he was your age. Interesting. So, you have a lot to think about. And I would formulate my questions and then I would ask him, where he stands on those issues before you meet the kid and get attached to it and the kid gets attached to you. Because that's when things get really interesting. Those of you, hey, that DP, yeah, then look in the chat and see what they have to say too. Also, you guys, look at the video that went live. Was it today? Yesterday. Today at noon, I think it was, about the hair sponsor we have. We're doing a giveaway of these shampoo bars. I'm trying to make it not be like get glare from the light, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to make that happen. But anyway, you'll be able to see it on the thumbnail of the video, which looks like this. Okay, it's a shampoo bar giveaway, and Organic Beauty Essence is the sponsor. So look on the channel for that. Look at it. It's about 5-minute video. It's not that long, but it has all the instructions for how you enter the drawing. Okay, so you want to do that. This is our first sponsor. Can you believe it? I've always turned people down that wanted to sponsor this stuff on this channel. I was like, get out of here, you charlatan, you, you scam artist, you. But these people, I reached out to them, which is like I've never done that. So this should be interesting, and I'm anxious for you guys to give it a try and tell me what you think. All right, let's move on to question number 2. This is a young lady in the 20 to 34 age group. She's in the Latin X because I didn't want to put Mexican, Spanish, Peruvian, Bolivian, Ecuador. I just put Latin and then X, like what, fill in the blank from Latin America somewhere. So that's what it says on our form. So that's why they check Latin X. And then the male in question is Caucasian. He's 35 to 42. She's 20 to 34. And they're in Tucson, Arizona. Summary of issue. He only wanted nook, so I broke it off. But now he says he wants to date. So what do I do? I'm 31 and I was going out with this guy who's 38 and we were having a good time and in and outside the bedroom. So I thought it was going into relationship direction. But when I asked, he said he sees it only as fun with me and I had this let's see where it goes attitude. And I saw that he's still looking for a serious girlfriend on a dating website. So as soon as he told me that mess, I broke it off. Now he says that he misses me and he wants to continue seeing me and date me. But I feel disappointed now and angry. Also, he continued seeing me for 2 months and didn't say it was only fun until I asked. Should I give it a chance? I miss him too, but I want to be someone's first choice and not like that. And she put a frowny face. I'm gonna say this: you at 28 to 34, you ought to know better than this. Okay, first of all, it was 2 months of dating and having fun and doing whatever you all was doing. But, why would you be mad at him because, he didn't tell me that it was only for fun until I asked. What did you think it was for? 2 months in, and there was no conversation about anything commitment oriented coming from either one of you. So why would you be upset at him for that? He's dating like how you should date. You don't make any premature commitments. You don't start talking about what you want to do with somebody and get them off thinking that there's going to be some permanency involved when you just still feeling them out. That's not how you handle yourself. So this thing you being mad about him, not saying anything in 2 months, well, that's your fault. If you want to know, you should have asked him way before 2 months, but I'm thinking you should have already known the answer to that question because you're in the 28 to 34 age group. You did not little college, little freshman person. You're plenty old enough to have been around the block a couple of times. So you should already know this. Now he misses you and he wants to see you and date you. You know what you need to do? You need to sit his ass down and say, well, what does that mean? What's that look like? Explain that to me. How is that going to be different from what we was doing before? And you need to ask him that. See, this is what so many women don't. And then you can ask him that and still decide you don't want to do it. I'm not saying that this is a segue into a relationship or commitment. I'm saying you need to ask him, okay, you approach me by saying that you want to still, you want to continue to see me and to date me, but I need to know what you mean when you say that. What does that look like? How are we going to conduct ourselves? What's different in this scenario than was when the other scenario where we were kicking it for 2 months? Explain it to me. And just let him talk his little shit because he's going to be talking shit because I know he's going to be talking shit because that's what they do. So most likely he just wants some more booty and he's not really tripping about what you're talking about anyway. So, but at least by you asking him that, you'll be able to uncover it so that you don't get your feelings involved. Then you can feel comfortable about, leaving him where he is. Because I see where you're a little on the fence. That's why you're writing. Question number 3. This is a male in the 35 to 42 age group. He's African American, a Gemini from New York City. Hold on a second. Let me get back over here to the comments. Yeah. I'm just reading some of the comments. Okay. His summary of his issue is, was I too pushy on this date? Something happened recently on my date that I'm honestly not too sure how to interpret or what to make of it. And so what lesson I need to take away from this exchange. I'm in my mid-30s in New York City. I've had 4 separate partners. Each lasted about a year or so, up to 2. And I've been dating fairly frequently ever since. I go on a few dates a week. Wow, you doing good. I went on a date recently that got me thinking about how I behave and communicate. This was the first date with a woman I met online. We talked well, and she was extremely funny and open, and I think we had good online rapport. We met in person in Brooklyn, and seemingly, hold on, hit it off. We were conversing about work and family and friends and what she liked and disliked about the world, our time abroad, and I think we had an overall decent time. As we left the bar, I asked her if she wanted a drink at another bar or at my place. And she suggested the bar, which I took to mean that she didn't want to go back to my place. Okay. You horn dog motherfucker. Okay. Here we go. So okay. I can see why she got irritated. So we got drinks at bar number 2. We talked for another couple of hours and joked around. So we're about 8 hours into our date now. She didn't handle this right at all. And we're kissing in the back booth of this bar and holding hands. And I asked if she was sure she didn't want to go back to my place. So see, now he putting a mash on her. She already said that she didn't, she showed no interest in that. But he goes asking her again, as men will do when they have an agenda. So let's see what happens. So she agreed, and we proceeded to hook up at my apartment. We had nook, talked to each other for some time, hugged, and said our appreciation of each other. Then she cabbed it home. It seemed like a fun hookup for both of us. You stupid. The next day, I got a text from her that even though she had a fun night, she didn't want to go on a second date. She said even though she had a good time and that her decline of a second date seems confusing, she just didn't feel as much of a connection as I apparently did. When I asked what happened and if I did anything wrong, she said that she didn't really want to go back to my place yet and went with it anyway, and it felt off about it. She said there were other things about our chemistry that were off, but those were two separate issues. She also said that perhaps I didn't need to ask a second time if a woman says no the first time. Lastly, she felt confused today and that she knows that doesn't help me understand. I understand exactly what's happening. Overall, I felt a bit saddened that we seemingly went through the sorts of check marks of a good first date, the length of the date, engagement, and nook. Yeah, that's of course that's important to your ass. But that something was still missing on her end. Most of all, I worried that I might have killed some of the chemistry by asking a second time. Are there any rules to sort of follow here that I'm missing? Or is every woman different and sensitive in different ways, and maybe communication sort of failed in both directions here? From my perspective, it seemed like something changed at the bar while we were kissing and touching and so on. I thought I'd ask her again to see if she wanted to come to my apartment. If she had said something like, hey, I'm having a good time, but I just don't feel ready to hook up yet, maybe next time, I think I would have taken that fine. I think oh, well, let me finish reading this letter. Was I being pushy or did I just sort of under communicate altogether? Overall, is asking for physical steps in dates like a kiss or for someone to come back to my place okay behavior? No, it is not. And let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you something that my grandfather told my brothers and all my male cousins. You never go wrong when you respect a woman. That's where you fucked up. Because all you was thinking about was your dick. That's all you were thinking about. You want, the first thing you want to leave there, can we get another drink at a bar or go to my place? What does that mean? That means fucking. Okay, but see, you just threw it out there and you just met this woman a couple of hours before that and you already dragged her to your house and screw her. You're so stupid. Don't you know how dangerous that is? Just because you had some good conversation, she could have texted somebody, met you at your house, and had 6 dudes beat your ass and take everything that you had in that house. You're dumb, especially in New York with all them migrants around there and stuff, all looking for some money and looking for some food and looking for a place to stay and stuff to sell. Dude, for real? Did you thought this was a good idea? Okay, the second mistake you made. Okay, so and this is on her. But you being the man, you were supposed to cut this short, say, oh, well, I'm having some wonderful time. How about we continue this next time? And, we just leave this on a high note. And, I'll call you in a day or two and we'll set something up so we can pick up where we left off. That's how you handle your shit like a G. You don't try to drag it out and make it seem like you on one long ass date for a whole fucking day. Who does that? But that's her fault too, because she should have said the same thing. But neither one of you handled this correctly. But since you're the one writing, I'm chewing you out because that means, and you asked her outright, you was the one coming up with all these suggestions. So that's why I'm telling you, this is how you do it in the future. A date should last no more than 3 hours, a first date. Even that's pushing it. I think like an hour and a half, 2 max. But some people, I don't know, they just like to keep talking. So just say 3. But 8 hours? No. No, that was way too long. Okay, and then all that alcohol too. So you trying to just ply her with alcohol to drop her resistance? You think I don't know those tricks? While you steadily trying to angle her towards your mattress? You're trifling, sir. Then you wonder why she don't want nothing to do with it because you didn't respect her. You got what you wanted out the deal. You kept pressing her for it. And she just like most women, don't know how to spine to keep saying no or to cuss you out. Say, motherfucker, didn't I tell you no the first time? What you bringing that shit up for again? Just because we sitting here talking and holding hands, I don't mean I want to fuck you. That's what she should have told your stupid ass. But no, you're so disappointing. This is such a disappointment to me. Yeah, so he is going to keep, well, I thought things shifted. No, you hoped they did. And like her, this is the problem with so many women. They don't have a fucking spine. So when a man, and that's why the dudes do it too, why they ask you over and over and over and over and over, because they wear you down. They know they're going to wear you down because you all don't have no damn spine. You don't know how to cuss them out. You don't know how to say, look, you know what? I already told your fucking ass no once. I'm not going to be repeating myself here. So let me get up and get the fuck out of here. That was another option. You don't have to say just because you was having a good time. When you said no and he gonna ask you again, that's the time to get your coat, get your purse, and get your Uber and just boop, deuce out. You don't have to stay on a date where a man is hounding you like that. And then, for you, sir, then you're trying to figure out, well, what did I do wrong? That's what you did wrong. She said no. You roll with no for the whole night. You stop the date no more than 3 hours, no more than 3 hours. You send her home. You set things up to meet the next night. You want to next date, you want to leave the date on a high note. So she's excited about seeing you again. So your whole strategy here was wrong. All you was thinking about was getting your dick wet. And so once you got that, then you was happy because you are very short-sighted and don't look at the big picture. The big picture was you could have got booty for months, but now you only got it once with somebody who sounds like you got a really good rapport with, but you fucked it up being greedy and impatient. You for in your mid-30s, you act like a little high school student with your mentality. It's just sad. It's disappointing. It's just disappointing to see me and this old still act like this. So you, sir, get your shit together. And any you do is listen to this, learn from his mistake. Don't do what he did. If your mama tells you no, then you motherfucking asses need to roll with that for the rest of the day, night, till the next time you get together. And the main thing is for dudes, like, you doing all this stuff, she's holding your hand and all this stuff. She's okay with that level of intimacy. If she wanted more, keep your eyes and ears open. She'll tell you. She'll say she'll be trying to undress you. She'll be taking your tie. She'll be running her fingers all up your neck and stuff, kissing your neck and ear and whatnot, and doing all these like more intimate levels of things. And she will tell you that she wants to go to, or you coming to her place. She'll tell you. So that's how you know he don't have no game, not really, because he's stupid and just too anxious and just thirsty as hell. That's not how you do it. If you want to really come across like you got some confidence and finesse. You finesse a woman into bed. You don't beg her. Oh, stupid fool. I have to teach men everything. I swear. It's like the weight on my shoulders. Let's move on because you just dumb. I can't with you. Question number 4. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's African American, a Cancer from Charlotte, North Carolina. Summary of issue. How do I stop hurting from all this? How do I move forward? It feels like I'm not going to make it to the other side. Well, damn, what's happening in your world? I need a lot of support. Well, you ain't going to get it here. That's not what we do. That's not what we do here. I was in a relationship for 6 years and share a daughter with my ex-boyfriend. Last week, I found out that he had a girlfriend for 2 going on 3 years. Okay, so when did your relationship with him, your 6 years end? I guess we'll find that out. This is only relevant because he was hooking up with me and trying to reconcile the relationship for the last 6 months. We broke up in December 2021. Okay. I talked to the girl and it turns out that they're coworkers. She asked for evidence and even then she didn't believe me. When I confronted him, he apologized and told me to please not say that this is over and that he's going to fix things and to not tell my family because then it would really be over. Then the next 2 days, he started being very mean to me, obviously because he decided to stay with his girlfriend. He initially told me that he was, quote, trying to protect me, end quote, and break up with her before I found out because he wanted to be with me. He also said that he didn't want to be with her anymore, but he couldn't break up with her because he was scared of losing his job. Anyway, yesterday he told me that he decided to stay with her and he doesn't understand why I'm so sad if this isn't that bad and that I shouldn't be as hurt as I am. I haven't been able to eat or sleep. My ribs hurt so much from crying. This is so painful. Okay, drama fucking queen. You've been broke up since December 2021. What the fuck? This is July 2024. And you still crying? And you say, well, he was talking about getting back together, but you weren't. So he's had a girlfriend and he was just trying to set you up to be extracurricular booty. Okay. That happens all the time. What you want from me? The way that you prevent this is you do like I said, and when you break up with somebody, you block them. Now, the fact that y'all had a kid, I would imagine you have to have some kind of phone number, some kind of way for him to reach you, but it doesn't have to be he has to be calling you all the time. He can call you to set up his pickup and drop off time. That's it. That's all you need to know. Yeah. Well, this is what happens when people break up and they don't know how to fucking let go. They keep hoping that the person's going to come back. Whereas I hope that they get bit, chewed up by jaws, or the nip tuck folks get hold of them and, make them crocodile snacks or something like that. I mean, I don't want to see you. I don't care what you do. I don't care where you go. I don't care how you get there. I don't care who you go there with. I don't care how you look, how you living. I don't give a shit. I just want you to get to stay the hell away from me and stay the hell out of my face. That's what I want. That's all I want. So I never worry about my exes and what they do. I don't give them motherfuckers a second thought, because it's like any energy that I expend worrying about thinking about exes is money I'm not making in the here and now. It's some progress I'm making for myself in the here and now, because I'm using what little energy I have on some bullshit from the past. That's the way I look at women who waste their time thinking about men that there's either dumped them or that they dumped because the men were stupid, cheaters, liars, whatever. Why would you give that motherfucker any more energy? I don't understand it at all. I don't. Because, I'd be like, at my hourly rate, if I spend 20 minutes thinking about some tired monkey motherfucker, then, how many hundreds of dollars have I just lost? I'd be doing that shit every day for a week. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. And the thing about, you're right, DP, but the thing about it is he can't play any situations, ladies. They're not playing you. You're playing yourself. You already know y'all broke up years ago. What are you doing? When he comes back talking about, well, I want to get back together. What's he doing to make that happen? What's that look like? But I keep saying, well, what is he doing different other than just coming over, laying up in your bed? He just running his mouth. He's not doing nothing. He's not buying no house. He's not saving up for a down payment. He's not doing anything. So why would you bank on something like that and change your life and get yourself emotionally invested in a man just sitting there running his mouth about the wanna, coulda, shoulda? He ain't done shit though. It's just words. And you writing me thinking I'm gonna give you sympathy and support behind some bullshit. What I really want to do is jump through this computer and choke the shit out of you. That's what I want to do. You somebody's mother. Get your shit together. It shouldn't even be like this. This is just a bit much. Question number 5. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group from Manchester in the UK. Summary of issue. My partner has bad teeth. Well, let me just say 99% of the people that I met from the UK have some real issues. Some of them have some really bad ones, like where the teeth are all sitting, all the different angles be going on and stuff. Dark holes and cavities, they smile and you see darkness. They got that Darth Vader look about the mouth. I can't do it. Okay, so let's see what she's talking about. Me and this guy have been together for months. At first, I didn't really notice his teeth, but when I did, it was too late since I already liked him. How could you not notice his teeth? Weren't you kissing him when you smell that funk? He's got visibly missing teeth. He's got cavities in his front teeth. And when he talks, you could only see 2 front teeth. I know he's probably insecure about it since he covers his mouth often. We're only just 17 and 18, so he doesn't really have a job to fix it. And his parents don't seem to take him to the dentist, and I can't help him either. I still love him, but I'm so worried about what my parents would think since they care about oral hygiene. I don't want to hurt his feelings, so I haven't brought it up. I'm just worried about what other people might think. I have acne, but he still loves me very much. I feel like I'm a bad person for even thinking like this. What should I do? You should direct him to, hey, you guys from the UK, don't they have like some kind of national health insurance or something like that? What do they have for people that are underage? Well, I don't know. One of them's underage. Well, I don't know what's the age over there. Here it's 18. So by U.S. standards, one of them is still a minor and one's not. But still, under a certain age and certain income level, you can apply for Medicaid, Medi-Cal here in California, and you can get the, dental care and stuff medical care that you need, even if you don't have any money. You have to wait in clinics. I mean, it's not like you're going to be wasting a lot of time, but you can get the services that you need. The thing that's concerning is bad teeth can affect your heart valves. And so ultimately you end up with heart disease because you had like rotten teeth, bad gums, and all this kind of stuff, the bacteria go and they mess up with your heart valve. So this is something that he should be, there's an urgency here. Okay, so this is deeper than just his smile. This could very affect a vital organ of his body. So have him, talk to somebody at school about it. If you guys still have in school, I don't know, they out for the summer over here. But if there's any way for him to, talk to a counselor who might be able to help him, to figure out what to do so he can get some dental care, because he needs it, or what, social services or whatever. I don't know. Maybe we're going to see if somebody here from the UK and check the comments after, because a lot of people miss the live, but they come along and they'll make comments in the comment section under the video later. So be sure to look there and see if anyone has any tips for you on what to do to get your dental care. Get him some dental care. Because it's sad that his parents, they might not have the money. Dentists are expensive, I have to admit. Because one time my daughter, she was riding her skateboard, and I guess she didn't see the sidewalk, a tree root. And so the sidewalk had like a little lift to it, and her skateboard hit that thing, and she tumbled over and she hit her mouth and cracked her 2 front teeth here. So I had to scramble around. Luckily I had the money, in the bank. And so, because that kind of stuff's not covered by dental, the regular dental insurance, I had to pay out of pocket. But what I did was I took her to the dental school in Fremont, the University Pacific Dental School. And they have like 3rd-year students that are just as good as any dentist. Their work is slow though, because like you go one time, you get the x-ray, you go one time, they do the exam, you go another, but I said, we don't have time for that. Her tooth is exposed, the enamel's cracked, she's gonna start having problems. So the professor expedited the services for her, and it was like 25% of what I would have had to pay at a regular dentist. And the kid did an excellent job. He matched her existing tooth color like perfectly. And when you look at her now, you can't even tell. And that was years and years ago, and it's still, still holding. So I think, yeah. They might have something like that too, a dental clinic at the dental school in your area. But I don't know, just look around and investigate some possibilities, but make sure that you help him find a source for him to get some dental care. Because otherwise, like I said, this could affect his health long term, and that won't be pretty. Let's move on to question number 6. This is a young lady in the 20 to 34 age group, Latinx, from San Antonio, Texas. Serve issue: how do I avoid becoming my parents' default caregiver just because I'm the unmarried oldest daughter? I'm the eldest daughter of immigrants. I'm 30 with 2 younger brothers, 28 and 26. I am single with ADHD and autism, and I'm currently living alone trying to manage my disability while working part-time. I have no intention of marrying or having children. My parents are aging and financially struggling. They have no money to retire. The older of my 2 brothers is married and well off, but he has distanced himself from the family. The youngest brother is unemployed, living with my parents and dealing with his own mental illness, but thinks he's going to get married eventually. I am the family glue who helps the members communicate with each other, resolve conflict, and keep in touch. I plan family events, make sure to check in to see if anyone needs anything. It's just my personality to be this way. But lately, I've been feeling extremely burnt out from my own disability and realize that no one is capable of supporting my needs because my parents are old and low income and my brothers are men, so they don't put the same mental effort into checking on the needs of other people. That's right. This makes me feel like I have to be more selfish with my resources, my time, my money, and my energy, because my trajectory might lead me to becoming the sole/default caregiver of my parents, since I'm the eldest and I'm not married and I'm the only daughter. Oh, and I have a type A reliable personality who is naturally supportive. Deb, I really don't mind helping out, but I don't want to obtain that automatic role on top of being the sole caregiver for my disabled self. I'm afraid of the day my parents will get severely ill and I have to deal with the mental load of their doctor's appointments and responsibilities on my own after doing all that for myself without any assistance. What should I be thinking about putting in place for them? You should be talking to your local San Antonio Adult Protective Services, social services, social worker, something, caseworker, and you start putting some stuff in place for them. Because, with you having a disability yourself, you're not really going to be qualified to take care of them, not by yourself. So you need to start looking into some stuff that you could, it might be some services that all three of you could get, but start looking at what kind of options there are for seniors in their age group when they don't have any, there's going to be low income and they're going to need somebody to come in and help them. It don't have to be you. Somebody has to be there, but it don't have to be you. But you better, get on that and start making plans now because it's going to take you a while to line up all the ducks. Question number 7. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Asian, a Virgo from Santa Clara, California. The male in question is 28 to 34. He's Caucasian and a Sagittarius. Sagittarius and Virgo. Summer issue. My boyfriend stated that he would be willing to trade me so he can sleep with somebody else. Am I being dramatic? Is he still alive? He's still breathing. Huh. Oh, Giggles just showed up. My little earrings, they're so cute. I order everything off the internet. I saw them. I said, oh, those are cute. I want those. Okay, so let's see what she's talking about. For context, me and my partner have been together for 3 years in what I thought was a happy and monogamous relationship. I am 25 and he is 29, in case you need to know. Last night, we were watching a movie where one of the characters mentioned doing a partner swap. Probably a mistake on my end, but I turned around to him and said, have you ever wanted to do something like that, a partner swap? And he replied, yes. Much to my surprise, okay. You stupid. Okay, the number one rule of being a girlfriend or wife, don't never ask a question you can't handle the answer to. Never open your mouth to ask a question you can't handle the answer to. Okay, that was your big mistake. You asked the question and he told you the truth and now you want to be all butthurt about it. Just stupid. Okay. He followed up by saying that he would be happy enough to do this as it meant that he would get to sleep with someone else. I then stated that this is not something I would ever want to do. And he followed by saying, well, maybe we are not compatible then. Wow. Shocked would be an understatement. We have had brief discussions about monogamy before, and nothing like this has ever been mentioned. I got very upset about this as it has made me feel like I'm not even good enough for him, and I'm even debating leaving the relationship. He has since said I'm just being over the top and that it isn't a big deal. It's not like it would happen anyway. And I just have a problem with the fact that he would want it to. Do you think I'm being dramatic since this was a hypothetical discussion? And do I have grounds to be upset over him wanting something like that? Yeah, absolutely. Because what this is he's been thinking about it. So you asking the question really just exposed it. Okay, but it's already in his mind. Your question didn't put it there magically, think, it was already there. So what you did though was find out that your boyfriend has a different value system than you do. And for a couple to be long-term and, everybody be on the same page with monogamy and partnership and commitment and stuff like that, y'all need to be on the same page and have the same moral stance about it. And y'all are divergent. So what does that mean? That means that you want monogamy from here into the future, and he wants to dip and dab, as Sagittarius tend to do. So this doesn't bode well for the future of this relationship. I guess it's good that you did ask the question, even though you don't like the answer, because at least now you know the truth. That's what he wants. I mean, he's perfectly open to that. But see, this is when you messed up, though. See, this is how. Wait, y'all. Wait. This was the opportunity for you to match energy, right? Whether you meant the shit or not. This is how you should have played this. Okay, so you sitting there, y'all watching this movie. And somebody mentioned partner swap. And so you turn to him and you say, oh, have you ever given something like that thought? And he says, yes. Now, this was when the Jeopardy music plays. Down, 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 down. Okay, all that stuff. And this is when you were supposed to say, really? I had no idea you were thinking like that, because he's still not going to know where you're going with this, right? And so he's going to be like, well, yeah, because this and that and blah, 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 because it means I get to sleep with another woman. So, I am so glad to hear that, because I have been thinking about doing the same thing and trying to figure out how I could talk you into it so I could have me 2 men in there. That's what you were supposed to say, and watch his jaw drop. Well, that's not what I meant. Or he would have tap danced, the eyes got big and darting around, trying to figure out, well, how did this happen? How did this conversation make this U-turn? this left turn, this sharp left into a land that I wasn't really considering. Say, yeah, because I mean, as quiet as it's kept, your stroke game is, kind of like basic and said the same. And I was thinking it might be nice to have somebody. What about somebody of a different race? I thought that would be really good too. Or some guy who's like really built up, really muscular and stuff. I'd be like, oh my God, he could pick me up and fling me around like I was a toddler. That would be a fucking turn on. This and that. Oh, I would just be an extra. And you know why I would do that? Because I would want to crush him for even having the nerve to admit that he wanted to do some shit like that, even though it's the truth. But the fact that he said, he's been thinking about it. See, that's why you're getting punished, because you had been thinking about it. You wanted to do it, and it's already in your head. So now you're getting ready to get crushed for that. Now, if you just said, I don't know, let me think about it, and then you came with an answer about 10 or 15 minutes later, I might let you slide because it's going to at least appear like you just thought of it. But the fact that you had a ready and available answer and could show like history of thinking about it and nuances and analytical studies and shit, then we have a problem. Yeah, that's how I would do. I'm telling you, you guys match energy. Always match their energy. If you don't do nothing else, remember what I say and match their energy. You let them talk and you be like, really? Because in my mind, I'm like, oh, is that what we doing? And then I'm going to roll up my sleeves, crack my knuckles, and I'm going to go in on you. So you're going to be sorry that you said that, because I'm going to, I'm going to up the ante on your ass. It's like, oh, and I don't know, maybe two, because then I could have one doing this and one doing that and a third one doing this other thing over here and make you sit over there and watch, because you can't really participate because you're the same old stuff over and over. I already got that. I want some new stuff. So that's what I was thinking about, 3 guys at the same time. That might be like it'd be really delicious. So let me think about how I would make that happen. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, it's not like you, but you're the sensitive kind, and you obviously don't have no game. And so you flipped out and got on your feelings and all this old stuff here. And so but that's not how you deal with men. Men have to feel the pain that they dish out. That's the only way they understand stuff. So when they act stupid and they say crazy shit to you that hurts you, don't show them that they hurt you. Put your coat of armor on and hurt them back, and act double the ante, double up, and just like go for the jugular and make them be sorry that they said that shit to you. That's been my motto. That's how I do stuff. And I don't care. I don't get upset. I mean, if I get upset, I'm going to go tell my friends and my cousin or something. I'll tell them, but it's going to be way later. In the moment when I'm dealing with some nigga shit, I'm going to just be a hard, cold bitch. That's what I'm going to be. And I'm not going to show no kind of emotional devastation about it. No weakness. I ain't crying. I'm not going to look sad. I'm going to just be like, oh, I'm going to fuck you up with that kind of expression. Is that what we're doing? Okay. Here we go. Let's go. Let's do this. So let's move on to question number 8. This is a young lady in the 42 to 49 age group. She's African American, a Leo from Orlando, Florida. Summary of issue. Am I being too sensitive? Long story short, I can't stand when other Black people refer to me as queen. Oh my God, that is my pet peeve too. It's mostly men, but some women do it too, and it's driving me up a wall. I am not a queen by any stretch of the imagination. I don't live in a castle. I don't have the official title. I don't own a crown. I don't have anywhere near that kind of wealth. I don't have any subjects that answer to me or whom I rule over. I'm just a regular, single, child-free woman living a good life who chooses to occasionally date. My friends think I'm wrong for being offended and for not reciprocating by referring to other Black people as kings and queens. Bunch of malarkey. I prefer to be called by my given name and call other people by their names. But I am making some enemies here, and I need some advice. Thank you for any direction you can give me. Well, I'm going to say this. When they start talking about they're queen and say, bitch, your ass and they queen of shit. When you live in the hood, you drive a bucket, and you collect you on Section 8 and shit. I mean, what are we talking about? How you a queen? Where you in what visage are you a queen? It's like it's not happening. Okay, they ain't happening. The only reason that these them what they call them Sunni Muslim people, them what I call them Hotep crew, came up with that queen stuff is because it's a way to turn women's heads around and blow your head, blow smoke up your ass and make you think that you better than what you are. So you get to walk around feeling like you some kind of royalty. Bitch, your ass is not. Let's get real here. Okay, just last week he was running around trying to figure out how you was gonna feed your kids. Queens don't have to do all that because they got money. They got like coffers of gold and all kind of stuff, jewels, rubies, and land up the yin yang. That ain't you. Okay, you ain't nobody's queen. And these clowns talking about a king. That's what we had a thing in the DNN a week or two ago where it showed it said you forgot your crown, king, and it was a garbage can lid. I was like, yeah. I don't know. That just bothers me because when people start fantasizing like that, they're not dealing with reality. You can conduct yourself in a manner where, you're like classy and stuff like that. But are you on the level of royalty? No, and you never will be. Okay. Let's just be real here. Let's just be real. And, to try to say that because you want to feel better about your mediocrity to try to call yourself a king and a queen is disingenuous. Okay. Just don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. So I say king with no kingdom and queen with no crown, no throne, no nothing. Y'all, please stop this. This has been one of my pet peeves for years. I can't stand it. And people roll up on these dudes, roll up you in Oakland talking about, hello, queen. I'm not your goddamn queen. Neither they are sister. I'm not your sister, motherfucker. I'm not a queen. I'm not your sister. Well, you don't have to be like that. They always want to say, you just cold, you hard, don't be like that, sister, and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, garbage pail kid, get out of here. Yeah. So we both on that page. I don't understand how you can be making enemies though. Tell them they're free to be as delusional as they want to, but you're not going to get into their delusions with them. It's just like these people that's men trying to pretend like they women and women trying to pretend like they men. You can think whatever you want to think, but it doesn't obligate the rest of the world to agree with you. So that's why I'm with it. Hold on a second. I have some iced tea here. Nobody's obligated to agree with your delusions. You just go on over there and have them to your heart's content. Let's move on to question number 9. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Caucasian, a Pisces from Washington State. Summary of issue. How do I break up with my boyfriend? Oh, I love these questions. You get to get creative. I need some help, but I am too embarrassed to air my shit out to anyone I personally know. So I'm writing to you. I've been with my boyfriend for 4 years. I'm 24. No, he's 24 and I'm 25. And we moved to a new city in the same state about 4 months ago. But Deb, ever since we moved, he has treated me terribly. The relationship hasn't really been great by any means, but the way he has treated me the last 4 months is unbearable. Okay, so it wasn't great, but you moved with him anyway. Why don't you just let him move and use that as an opportunity to be like, boop, I'm out. Why did you do that? All right, so let's keep on seeing what other stupid shit you did. Whatever intimacy and love we had has died. The past 5 days, he's been ignoring me, only talking to me when necessary. He stopped touching me and saying, I love you. I can't take the mental of it in all anymore, but I feel so stuck because we just signed a lease and moved from any sort of support system I have. I feel more alone with him around than actually being alone. I just don't know what to do anymore. If you just signed a lease, then just go and tell the people that, for your mental health, you have to cancel it and move back to where you came from because you feel like you're about to have a mental breakdown and you need to go, you need your mommy. And then he'll tell him he'll be there. He'll pay for everything. And in the future, don't be moving your ass nowhere with no man. You say he's not your husband, you don't move with him. Okay? Don't do that. You stay where you are, where your friends and your mama and your daddy and your siblings and stuff are, so you have a support system. You don't go traipsing out with some man that you're not even married to and moving in some other part of the state. So you go find them people that you sign that lease with, because they usually have a grace period of I don't know how many days or weeks or whatever, 21 days, 14 days, whatever. It varies from state to state. And where you can cancel a contract with no repercussions And so then you just do that. Okay. And then you get your ass on the first thing smoking or rent you a car, whatever you need to do. Put your shit in it and going back to where you came from. And don't do this again. Question number 10. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group. He's Caucasian, a Taurus from Moss Beach, California. The female in question is also 22 to 27, and she's a Scorpio. So I have an issue. My girlfriend wants to make our relationship open, and in response to this, I would like to break up. But we own a house together and a car, and it seems like a very messy ordeal for what I consider to be a good life. Okay, well, you were stupid. How many times have I told you not to do that? You don't buy houses and you don't buy cars with people that you aren't married to. Why do you all keep doing this? Even if you're going to do some dumb shit like that, you do it, but you form two businesses, like two real estate partnerships. And then the partnerships buy the property as an investment vehicle, not as romantic partners. Ooh, boy, people just let love just fuck them all kinds of over. She is miserable, but doesn't want to break up, but also doesn't want to continue the way that we currently are. Deb, how do I escape this situation? You grow a pair of nuts. That's what you do. Any attempt to be reasonable is met with threats and anger, and it doesn't seem like a healthy thing to me. What kind of threats? From my perspective, she wants the security that I offer from my job and life choices, but wants to sleep around with strangers. I hate this idea, and it makes me sick, and I would just like to end things so we can both get what we want. I don't know where this is coming from on her end, and I do not know how to get out of this situation. How do I convince her to break up, and how do we split our belongings if she won't even consider it? You go to an attorney. You in California, you go to an attorney, and you tell them what's going on, and you give them the documents of when you all purchasing the house and who put in what money and all this kind of stuff, and you give a full accounting of your expenses and your, what you invested in your salary and all this stuff, and then you have that attorney draw up papers to sell the property. And whether she wants to or not, it's going to be sold unless she can buy you out. And if she can buy you out, then that's one thing. But you want your half of the money out of the house so you can go on with your life. You want to sell the car, she can do that too. She can buy you out, or she can, you guys can sell it and split the money, whatever she wants to do there. But you get you an attorney to do this. Yes, you're going to have to pay. It's not going to be cheap. But you know what it is going to provide you? Peace of mind, because everything will be handled legally. And there will be no recourse for her except to do what you want her to do. All this other stuff she talking about, well, I don't want this and that. It's not about what you want, bitch. We breaking up because I want to. We selling this goddamn house because I want to. And we selling that goddamn car because I want to. It don't matter what you want. What you want to do is fuck around. So you're going to be able to do that. But I'm going to keep taking my half of this car and my half of the house when I go. And then you can figure out what you're going to do and where you're going to be doing all this fucking. Because it's not going to be here. That's what you would get from me. Yeah, you form a business. You form a PLLC, right? You form a PLLC. They form a PLLC. You're in the name of your businesses. You purchase this property as investors, okay? In the business name, not as Joe Schmo and Jan Smith. You don't do it like that. This company and that company own this property. They're the ones that bought it. Okay. So either one of those companies, if they're properly leveraged, would be able to buy the other one out. But it's always a mistake when people do that. I don't know why they keep doing this. It's like they just don't learn. All right. Okay, so she want to make that's what she would get from me anyway. She would not be able to keep she could have an open relationship, but she's gonna be having it over there somewhere. It's not going to be here. Not in the house I'm paying for and living in. Nope. Question number 11. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Edmonton, Canada. Summary of issue. Should I make a move on a childhood friend? Recently, I connected with a friend from my middle and early high school years after I moved away. We both used to like each other, but we were too shy to do anything about it. Fast forward 5 years. We met up together in a group setting. His eyes literally lit up when he saw me, and he hugged me. We hugged plenty of other times that night. I know, sounds like middle school. Ha ha. He was giving me the vibe that he was interested in me, constantly staring at me, not in a creepy way. He did not take his eyes off of me. Even if we were talking to other people, he just couldn't stop staring. We went on a night out and split off from the group and hung out for 7 hours, walking along the beach, just talking about life. Everyone was blowing up our phones trying to find us, but we were so deep in our conversation, so we paid no mind. We have a similar background, and we both spoke about the things that we have been through, which we have never done before. We are both extremely shy, but around each other, we just couldn't stop talking about anything and everything. He just kept trying to stand or sit next to me when we were in the group. We ended up getting home around 7 a.m. Then he hugged me goodbye and said he wants to hang out with me, but he hasn't followed up. I texted him and he said he would love to nearly 2 months ago. Again, he hasn't followed up. 2 months? Deb, I don't want to come off too strong, but I really like him and I've always pictured us together. Should I ask him if he wants to on a specific day, or as just ask in general if he wants to see me? The other part of me is like, if he wanted to, he would, but he was the one who suggested in the first place. Yeah, but 2 months ago, I'm going to tell you what it is. Okay, it's one of these two things. One is his mind was so blown by the intensity of his attraction and his feelings for you. He needs time to recover. He needs time to distance himself, to get himself together, to go through his mental and emotional checks to see, what's going on with himself and, to get his equilibrium back. That's one thing. That happens. But the most likely thing is, he was happy to see you and all that good stuff here, but he got a woman at home. That's why you ain't heard from him. That's why you ain't seen him. He don't respond. He doesn't text you, and he hasn't been trying to get together. He has somebody. Now, this is not to say that that's a good relationship and he's not trying to make moves to get out of it. Can't go, I'm not psychic. I don't know that part. But I'm just telling you, it's one of those two things. Either that or he's laid up in traction in the hospital or the aliens got him. Okay. But I think it's one of those first two. One of those. Because haven't you guys ever felt that? I've had that feeling where a guy, this guy, he just touched me like this. He touched the back of my hand. And, because he was trying to grab, my hand to hold my hand, but he just touched this part here. And there was like this electricity went through my body, scared the shit out of me. So I knew if that man, we've been having fun, good conversations, but he hadn't touched me, right? So we were already like on this mental rapport level and stuff. Conversation was great. He was cute. He was the Aries. I was in like LUB love. And so then when he touched my hand though, that was it. I knew if that man got a hold of me, I would be roadkill. There would be nothing in this world that I wouldn't stand a chance against him, because he had that power. I can't even really describe it. I don't know, this extreme level of confidence. He spoke like 4 languages. Dude was just smart. Just like intimidating smart if you let yourself be intimidated, which, is not me, but I'm just saying with all that package, and plus he was fine, and, we had the physical chemistry and the mental rapport, and then he was cute too, and then he touched me and that fire was there. I was like, oh no. So I went away. He was after me for weeks to try to get up a day, and I was just like this dude. I was nowhere to be found. At that phone, I would look at that phone and he would call, and I would just put that phone down because I was scared of him. I was scared of the intensity of my emotional response, and I knew that I would not be able to maintain any level of self-control around that man. He would have my nose open so wide, it would just be like, DP Caldecott tunnel wide. I'm like, no. Now I know some women who would run straight for it like a moth towards a flame. They'd be like, oh my God. They want that kind of heat. Deb is scared of that. I have to be maintained a certain level. I'll go for it sometime, a little bit, but I have to maintain some self-control. I cannot be all in like that. I just can't. Yes, all that, DP. It just would have been over. And so I could feel it. So, that's what I'm saying. I can recognize, in my case, that's what it was. Now, in his case, we don't know. But that's what I'm saying. It's going to be one of those two things, though. Yes, honey. Plus, it's like, I have this thing about how men eat. If men eat, now, don't be eating like a dog, chewing your mouth open, all that kind of stuff like that. But them dudes that take their knife and fork and everything's all dainty and they're, and then they pat their lips with the napkin and they cut these little morsels and stuff and stuff. No, I want your ass to dig into the food like it's your last fucking meal. That is the man who's going to dig into you like you're his last meal. See, I like that shit, but he had that too. So that's what I'm saying. It would have been like, it would have been all bad. I'd probably have like 19 kids and just be sitting at home knitting and shit and wonder where that man was. And as my daddy said, be looking for him in the daylight with a flashlight. I was not about that life. I left that man alone. That's I heard he went to Japan. Left him alone. Couldn't do it. I was scared of him. I was terrified. Like, oh no. Mm-mm. So you think about what I said. It's going to be one of them two things. Question number 12. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group. He's African American and Aries from Richmond, Virginia. Summary of issue. My fiance called my job to check up on me, and now I'm confused on my feelings and wondering if this is a boundary hill to die on. She called your job. I'm 27 and a very work-focused dude, and in the past few years, my company has been promoting me nonstop. Oh, look at you. That's good to be so young. My fiance is 32. I'll say 27, 29, 31. So she's 5 years old. Wow. Knows how serious I take my work life, but today we were arguing. I was on my break and she was trying to call me. I knew she was upset, so I didn't want to pick up the phone, and I told her by text that I would call her later. She proceeds to call my company customer service number so someone can come over and check on me because I wasn't answering her call. She's claiming it's not a big deal, that it would just come off as a concerned partner, but for me, it could ruin my image. No one came to check on me, and as far as I know, no one contacted my supervisor. For me, she took our personal argument to the next level by a job involving my job. I'm not sure if I can forgive this. What would you think I should do, Dab? I've been listening to you since I was 17 years old, and I learned a lot about how to be a man since I grew up with no dad. But this has thrown me for a loop. Oh, that's interesting. Well, thanks for letting me know that. Sounds like you've done really well. I mean, only 27, you've been being promoted nonstop. That they see something in you. That's impressive. Good for you. Good for you. Now, it's about this woman. First of all, she's too old for you. She's 32. You're only 27. That alone is not, that ain't working for me. If she were like 29, maybe. 32, no. Too old. Now, as far as her, she insisted on talking to you to the point where she calls your place of employment, crossing over from personal, when she had your personal cell phone number, but she gonna call your job to have some of the employees like go and harass you on her fucking behalf. No, you good, because I would have went home and cussed her ass out and told her, give me my ring back, and I'm leaving the fuck out of this house and out of this relationship. Well, I'm just assuming y'all live together. I mean, that might not be an issue, but you understand my point. It would be over, because one thing you not gonna do is violate my boundaries between my job where I make my money and your stupid shit here. You gonna keep your stupid shit at the house. You not gonna bring that to my job. And so that's what she did. So it's thinking totally about herself, because she wanted to know where you were. So she's not thinking about the impact that this would have not only on you, but on those employees being put into that position to have to go and do her bidding like she's their supervisor or something. They're at customer service. They need to be at their desk answering the phones. That's what customer service reps do. They don't go running around the office looking for bitches' boyfriends. So you need to tell her that. That was so inappropriate. And so, this is it. Because the fact that you thought that shit was okay to do, and you didn't have no problem with it, that's it. It's over. Yeah, very controlling. Extremely so. Don't be surprised you're going to have to get a restraining order on her, because she's not going to let this go. She feels like she owns you. And she's going to look at the fact that you've been getting all these promotions and stuff. See, so you're on a trajectory to do great things and make a lot of money. And she at 32, and don't touch her. Don't fuck her. You don't let her entice you into bed. Get your stuff and get the fuck on. Because the next thing you know, she's going to turn up pregnant, and then you're going to be stuck. So you listen to what I'm saying here. Don't touch her. You go in there, get your stuff. When she's at work or something, get your stuff and go move it somewhere. Go stay with a buddy. Go live with your back with your parents for a hot minute or something. Do whatever you need to do. But you're not gonna be there with her, and you're gonna end this. Well, she's the kind that's likely to show up at his job. That's what I'm saying. So he would need a restraining order so that he can get, security at the job can be like, no. And then if she's on the property at all, then they can call the police and have her ass arrested and carted away. So I mean, I'd be playing hardball with her because she's a nut. Who does that? Who even thinks that that's a sensible thing to even think about doing? That's what I'm saying. She's not wrapped too tight. Let's move on to question number 13. This is from a young man, the 22 to 27 age group from Ottawa, Canada. So I have an issue. How do I tell my best friend that it feels clean when she said she, quote, misses me? This is probably going to sound dumb, but it's something that's been bothering me for a while, and I don't really know how to address it. My best friend is a girl who's 28. I'll call her April, and she has a girlfriend. There's never been anything remotely romantic between us. Since I met her, she is hands down the most caring and loving person I've ever met. She loves people in her life fully and with all her heart, and I love her for that. I'm older by 3 years, but still feel truly honored to be her friend. The problem for me, however, is that a couple of years back, I was in a relationship that was a bit clingy. It was a big codependent mesh. It didn't work out because she always wanted to be a unit, but I wanted to be an individual. And anytime I tried to bring that up, it just ended in passive aggressive arguments and guilt trips from my ex until I gave in. It definitely did some major damage to me even after we broke up. Wow. These women be tripping. Who want to control somebody that bad? Fast forward to now, I'm very comfortable with my lifestyle of choosing myself first. I still date from time to time, but I know that my life and happiness is my priority. April and I hung out fairly often, usually a couple of times a week, but sometimes life gets a bit busy and it prevents us from seeing each other. The thing that gets to me is that April will say things like, "Oh, it's been too long. I miss you." And I think it's specifically the phrasing that does it, but it just gives me instant PTSD from my ex. It's not that I don't want to hang out with her, but when she says stuff like it just feels suffocating to me. I know that's not her intent, and if I choose not to hang out, she's more than 100% fine, but it still feels like I'm about to get a guilt trip. How do I tell her how this makes me feel without hurting her feelings or making it seem like I don't want to hang out with her? You don't worry about hurting her feelings. You say, "April, I need to talk to you about something." Remember that relationship that I was in where the woman was like, super clingy and wanted to be a unit and was always talking about how, she wanted to be up under me and all this kind of stuff. Something that you're doing lately is triggering that. And she's going to be like, "Oh my God, what? What happening? What's going on?" So every time when you say that you miss me and there's this air, it's couched with, trying to figure out a time for us to get together. The two connected takes me right back to those days where I have to be a unit and I have to be where, and I know that's not what you mean, but I'm just telling you that's how much it's bothering me and I want you to stop doing it. Don't do it. Don't tell me that you miss me. Write it in your diary, do whatever, put it under a rock, put it in a, inside a balloon or something, send it up into the sky. I don't know what you're going to do, but I do not want you to ever say to me that you miss me. Don't do that anymore. And she don't say, okay, and then that's going to be that. It's going to be over. I don't understand why you guys worry so much about hurting people's feelings, but why yours is getting hurt. That's just weird to me. Question number 14. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group. She's Middle Eastern, a Sagittarius from Boston, Massachusetts, and the male is a 22 to 27-year-old Scorpio, and he's white. Okay, so she's 20 to 34, and he's 22 to 27. Okay. Summary of issue. I was a stupid woman who made many mistakes. Hi, Deb. My ex and I dated for 6 months before we went on vacation together in Italy. The plan was to stay at his parents' house in Italy for a month. He is currently in the USA on a student visa. 4 days into the trip, he told me that he didn't love me anymore and that he wasn't attracted to me and that he feels no affection for me. Wow. He did and said some other cruel and hurtful things that I'm not really ready to process. So I took it as my signal to pack up my stuff and leave. Well, yeah, I would have taken it that way as myself. Before we left for Italy, I had left about $750 worth of belongings, including some personal documents and the keys to my public storage unit at his apartment. What did you do that for? I called the storage service to put an extra lock on the unit so he cannot damage my property. However, breaking and replacing the lock will cost hundreds of dollars. He is blocked from messaging / calling / texting or emailing me. So I had a friend text him asking to put my things in a bag outside his house so she can collect it. He never responded, and I know he has received the message. I believe he is intentionally doing this to be vindictive. I have evidence that he has been working illegally in the United States under a student visa, and I want to report him to ICE to get even. Ooh, that's savage. I love it. I am admittedly a petty person. Is this a good idea? You asking the petty empress of the planet, on the universe rather, is this a good idea? Petty is always a good idea. When was it ever not a good idea? You tripping. Is it stupid of me to do this? Should I try to get revenge? Always. Should I take him to small claims court? Nope. Should I just leave it and suffer the financial hit? Nope, because what's going to happen is once ICE picks his ass up, then the apartment will be open and you can just waltz in there and get your stuff, right? And then it won't be a problem. So you won't need to worry about all that. You just go in there and say, oh, I left $750 worth of stuff here. See, here's my documents, see my name, here's my ID, this is mine, this is the key to my storage unit, this is a picture of my storage unit, this is the lock this key goes to, stuff like that. So you would be able to easily prove that the things that you're taking are your property, and then you're only going to take things that are your property, and then you're going to skip on out the door. That's what you're going to do. Honey, yes, petty is always the best. So if he's doing all that, just drop that dime, as we used to say. That's, what that's from? When the days when the phone booth only cost 10 cents to make a call. They don't even have phone booths no more. But I remember when they went up to a quarter, I was like, well, there go that phrase, drop a dime. That's so passe now. It don't have the same ring when it's saying drop a quarter. That doesn't sound the same. Okay, let's move on to question number 15. This is a young man in the 22 to 27 age group. He's Caucasian and Aquarius from Ferndale, California. Summary of issue: is there a proper way to cancel a date? So the girl and I started dating about 2 weeks ago. We have been on 2 dates. We're supposed to go on a date next Tuesday night. We both have that day off, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to cancel. I don't want her to get upset or think I'm uninterested, so what should I say and do? This is the reason. I recently had an accident. I need to have surgery. I'm currently in recovery for it. I planned the date thinking that I feel better by now, but I still don't have full rotation of my arms and torso without pain. I also haven't driven since the accident, so I don't even know if I can do that without further pain. She knows about the injury and the accident, but what should I say? Oh my God, are you kidding me? You just say, I wish I were further along in my recovery, but I need a few more weeks. So I need to take a rain check on the date. Are you okay with that? And she's going to say, oh, of course, don't take your time. Oh my God, don't worry about me. She's going to say all that kind of stuff. You worried about nothing. Dude, just calm the fuck down. It's not that serious. It's just a date. It's date number 3, but you thought you was going to be getting some booty? That's why you mad because you got in an accident and you can't put it down? You can't do nothing? You don't need to do it that early anyway. So count your blessings. You don't have a pet, you have a petty. I understand. Hey, I firmly believe that petty is the best way, especially since he's not responding. See, he's trying to be slick. Oh, ICE. Let me tell you this is the address where he live at. This is his full name that he uses. This is where he's working. Yeah, go get him. Go get him. Because he's holding some of my property and I need to be able to get in there and get it. So once you have him at the police station, I can go in there and get my stuff. Question number 16. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Black from Austin, Texas. The male in question is the same age group, but he's white. Okay. Got us a little swirl color couple here. Summary of issue. My boyfriend wants me to, quote, stop having my period, end quote. Can I even recover from this stupidity? Okay. I don't even know what to say. He is 24 and I'm 23, and we've been dating for 2 months. Things have been going pretty well. Yesterday, he asked me to go to the gym with him, but I declined, saying I don't feel up to it because I started my cycle. He was all like, wait, what? And I repeated myself. Then he goes, you don't have to do that to yourself, right? I was like, dude, what the fuck are you saying? He goes on to explain that his ex was on some type of birth control that got rid of her cycle, and overall made their relationship, quote, more enjoyable. He asked me to consider doing the same thing. I told him absolutely not. I don't want to switch birth control methods, and if he doesn't like me having cycles, then he can dump me. I told him good luck finding a girl who doesn't have a period. He said, I already had one, I'll find another. I'm so appalled. What the fuck is this wrong with him? Well, good thing you only been dating him for 2 months, so you can just put him back in the wind. I know there are methods to stop periods, but for him to imply that I'm a rarity for having one is insane. This is the first time I brought up my period to him. I'm a 23-year-old female, so of course I have periods. I know he's making a suggestion and probably meant well, but that is just a crazy thing to even suggest. I should get rid of my period for his enjoyment. I'm so mad at him. I don't think I can recover from this. It just shows how dumb he is. What do you think, squad? Can I even recover from this, or should I just end it while I'm ahead? I personally would end it because, first of all, women do. I mean, you can do that. There's like, certain birth control pills or something you could take, but it's a short-term thing. Like, you're going on your honeymoon, so you don't want it to start until you get back. So they give you these pills and you take them. I don't know. I don't know how it really works, but something about your hormone levels. So then, once you stop taking them, then your cycle comes. And so then you're okay. But it's not meant to be used like forever. It's like a short-term solution for an event or, something important that you have to do. The other way to get rid of them is to be pregnant. Hysterectomy. Most young ladies your age don't really have any interest in that. So those are the only thing I can think of that where you would not have a cycle, a normal, healthy female body in your age group would have a menstrual cycle. Okay. So you're childbearing age, and that's what happens. So would I want to be with a man who would even suggest something like that? No, I would not. Especially when he's saying it would be, it makes everything more enjoyable. So he's only thinking about himself. What about what the damages this is doing to your body by you stopping a natural cycle for his fucking convenience? And I mean that literally and figuratively. I don't even get what you would make you want to stay with this fool. All right, I'm going to read one more, and then I'm going to save the rest till Wednesday and add about 10 more to it. Y'all ready for that? Because your girl over here is about to pass out. I'm so sleepy. All right, question number 17. This is a female in the 35 to 42 age group. She's Asian from Toronto, Canada. Third issue. My daughter found out that I'm dating and is uncomfortable with this information. How can I soften the blow? The way she discovered this was less than ideal. I'm 35 and I'm dating someone I have a really happy connection with who is 36 rather. My 12-year-old daughter found a pack of condoms in my room. Oh. So I explained that I've been dating someone that I really like. Okay, so why couldn't you explain to your daughter, stay out of my room? Don't go looking for anything in my room that's off limits to you. Why couldn't you tell her that? First of all, I mean, that's where I would have started. And then I say, so when you're looking for something, you're going to find something that's really not your business because you're a child. You don't need to know what I'm doing. It's not your concern. But see, you parent different than me. I would have shut that shit down. My daughter's not going to be asking me no questions or having any kind of feelings about what I do. I'm not bringing the person up in your face. You ain't spending no time with him. He ain't going to spend the night here. You ain't taking you nowhere. He's not even going to talk to you. You don't even know him. It doesn't involve you, and I did that on purpose. So that my life with you and my life with him are two completely separate things, because I don't want no bullshit. Okay, so you going to just deal with your daddy. You're not going to be dealing with any man I'm dealing with. Okay, so that's what I would have started. But okay, let's see what you did. She is uncomfortable. And although I've assured her that nothing will change related to her, and she will always be my number one person and priority, there's no pressure for her to meet him, she's still quite upset and does not want to talk about it. I've been separated from her father for 4 years, and theoretically, she was encouraging me on her own to find someone. But now that this actually happened, she's very uncomfortable. I understand it was an awful way to find out, but that she will need time to digest this information. But my question is, how can I make this easier for her? Is there anything I can do to comfort her? I'm in no rush for them to meet, and I'm happy to respect the fact that she does not want to talk about this now. There is no rush. Any advice would be great. Thank you, ladies of the squad, for your opinions and suggestions in advance. Okay, so like I said, I would start by telling my daughter, stay out of my room. Nothing in there is yours. There's no reason for you to go in my room. Okay. Stay out. Okay. So then she was like, she found some condoms. What was she doing digging around in your drawers to find them? You see what I mean? She shouldn't even have been in there. Secondly, what you need to do, she has this most little kids, even though she was giving lip service to that, they have this fantasy that the parents are going to get back together. You didn't even address that. So what you have to do is sit down and say, me and daddy been separated for 4 years. Any opportunity that we may have had to get back together has been gone. It's never going to happen. I don't know what was taking us so long to just go ahead and get a divorce, but that's something I guess I need to look into so we can both move on. And so that fantasy that you have that we get back together and be one big happy family is never going to happen. So stop thinking about it. And then to tell her that, you're going to keep the guy separate from her until you've been dealing with him for 6, 8, 10 months or something like that, and he's firmly integrated into your life. Then you will let him integrate himself into the household, which would be her life as well. And tell her, she's under no obligation to like him. She don't have to accept him. She don't have to, call him daddy or anything like that. She can call him by his name. Just let her know what the rules are, the rules of engagement. But the main thing is you need to make sure that she don't go in your room digging around for nothing. My daughter knew better. Stay the fuck out of my room. You stand at the door, and if I tell you could come in, then you could come in. Even if I was in my room, I didn't let her just barge in my room. She had to stand at the door. And she wanted a conversation, you stand over there. But I don't want her to, be looking. It'd be too much stuff for her to see. And so I didn't want her seeing nothing. So you stay over there at the door and you're not going to be seeing nothing. There you go. I don't understand why people let their kids have so much freedom and run them like that. That's just not how I roll. So we're going to stop there. We did 17 questions today. And then we're going to do the rest on Wednesday. So you guys come on back for Wednesday. And see, now the column's already pretty much done. So there's nothing really to do. I just sit down and turn on the computer and it's a wrap. So that can do that. Candace can do that. She'll be happy. So, yeah, but you guys take a look, like I said earlier, in case you weren't here. There's a 5 or 6 minute video up about the sponsorship that we have going on for the shampoo bars. They're vegan and organic, and they're made for natural hair care. And in the video, I did my hair so you can see, how it looks and the curl pattern and the moisture and the give. The shrinkage though is no joke. Well, my hair was like, it looked like it was like 4 or 5 inches long. I was like, wait a minute, what's happening here? But yeah, the shrinkage is no joke, but whatever. And then you get to see what the product looks like on my hair. I don't know. People have them different, that grading of hair, the B, C, D, and 4, and all that. I don't know what those are, so I can't even tell you what my hair category is. I don't know. But it's I guess one of them somethings. And then, but you can just see how the curl pattern is and the shine and stuff. This stuff is really great, and I really like it because I don't have to make that soap nut shampoo that I've been making for years. I don't have to do that anymore. I can just use a bottle of stuff just like everybody else. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be so wonderful. All right. So you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thank you very much for sitting in with me for the 17 questions that we did tonight. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button before you get up out of here and like the video to support the channel. And take a look at any of the other 1,500 videos that we have. Just go to the top of the channel and say, search the channel, type in a keyword that you're interested in, like, I don't know, like boundaries, vetting, dusty men, falling in love, breaking up, whatever's your issue. You type it in there and all the videos with that in the title and keywords will pop up, and you can just make yourself a little playlist and go for broke. Okay. Because there's so much information, so much content on this channel. I probably could never make another video again and everything's already been addressed. But you know me, I still have a lot to say. So I'll see y'all on Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's 9 if you're on the East Coast.